here is link to the, I just put in the link to the Google Doc. Okay. So let's see who's joined me on the Google Doc. Okay, I have Emma. Okay, so just looking at página 204. I'm going to read for exercise 1. So again, they broke down ser versus a star. Remember a star? If you remember star, location, feeling, and temporary conditions, you're good. Location, feeling, they all have a sense of temporariness, right? Location, unless you're saying that you've lived in the same house for 20 years, then locations generally are, you tell a location because that's where they're currently at. They're not always there. I am currently at home. An hour from now, I will leave. Okay, so estoy en casa because it's basically because it's temporary. So I'm going to read. So they broke it down, characteristics and conditions. Okay. Conditions meaning your current conditions versus an inborn characteristic. So I will read an adjective, and you tell me whether you think we should use ser or estar and why. Okay? Guapo.
Ser.
Ser, because generally you're going to be good looking and handsome until either you die or someone takes that away from you, or you get too old that nobody can tell. So it's a permanent condition, right? Sincera. Sincera.
Wait, what?
Sincera.
That one could be ser too.
Yeah. So generally someone who is sincere is usually always sincere. But again, the exception to the rule would be like this dishonest person is always just lying and not being honest and just, you never know what to believe from. But, he's being really sincere right now. I actually have to believe him because he's being honest and he's being open. So maybe we'll change him yet. So, but in the, extreme cases, you could use it. You could use this style. But if someone's sincere, they're generally a sincere person. Triste. Triste.
I'd hope that one would be estar.
I would hope so too. I would hope estar. Hopefully it's a temporary condition. Nervioso.
That one's probably estar too.
Estar, right, yeah, because you're not always nervous. There are those few exceptions, and then you would use the verb ser. You would make it accountable to the situation. But, you meet those people that sometimes they're always nervous. Most of the time, someone who's always really nervous, sometimes it's drug problems and stuff like that. So, tímido. Tímido.
Ser.
Ser, right? Someone who's timid is usually always timid. Inteligentes.
Could you say that again?
Inteligente.
Ser.
Ser.
Ser. Contentos. Contentos.
That one could be either.
That could be either, right? Content or happy. I may be contento right now, but man, you make me mad. I may not be so contenta. Okay. So, but for the most part, happy. So that's where in English we have a fine line. I mean, even the Bible talks about, to be content in all things. So content doesn't necessarily mean happy. If I'm content, I'm a content person. So if I'm saying I'm a content person, am I going to use ser or estar?
Ser.
I'm going to use ser, right? Because I just go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. I might get a little excited here and I might get a little sad there. But for the most part, I'm just content with where I am in life. I have what I need. The Lord has provided for me in a mighty way. So I'm just, I'm content. Whereas happy, I'm not always happy. There's a fine line between happy and content. Happy is usually kind of more of a temporary state of well-being, happiness. I may go through my whole day and I may not smile, but I'm content. Maybe not necessarily happy. And it just depends on what valor or value that you put on these things and what you want to convey. There's just some people, they're just always happy. They're always just up, up, up. So then you would say, es alegre, es contento. Perezoso. Perezoso.
That one could also be either.
Yeah, generally when a person's lazy, they're lazy. And then you'll clarify, you'll say, oh, you're being lazy right now. If or I say, I have my lazy moments, then it would be estar. But generally people who are lazy, they're just lazy people. They don't want to do anything unless they're pushed. And it's a very negative thing, right? But it's okay to have your lazy moments, just don't be. No seas, don't be lazy. Okay, bien educados. Bien educados.
Ser.
Ser, right? Someone who's well-mannered that's well-mannered. They might lose it every now and then, but they're well-mannered. Tranquila. Tranquila.
Estar.
Tranquil or calm.
I don't know. I don't know,
So,
because there's
I would
some
say
people.
estar. I would say estar because, tranquil is kind of, you don't want someone to always be tranquil. Then they're just kind of like doped up or something, yeah. So yeah, again,
there's some people that they've seen.
A lot of these depend on the meaning you want to convey, but for the most part, tranquilo is going to be estar. It's generally describing a state. Like right now, well, I don't have little kids, so siempre es tranquilo en mi casa. It's always calm in my house. I mean, there's not a noise besides me talking in my house right now, and that's usual. And that's how it usually is. But if you have little brothers and sisters, there's little kids running around in the house. Those moments where the house is tranquila, you're going to use more estar, right? My house is always calm. Someone with little kids, that may not be so. Okay, let's look at ejercicio 2. Personaliza, da una respuesta personal. Personalize and give a personal response.
Wait, what page was that?
204.
Oh, okay, so it's the same page. Okay.
Sí. Ejercicio 2. So we'll just go through it. We'll do Jared, Emma, Addie. And did anybody else join us? Let me look. It's just you. Okay. So Jared, Emma, Addie. Número 1. Jared.
Wait, on the.
We're on ejercicio 2 en página 204.
Okay, so I have the second one.
Yeah, so I'll ask the question and then you guys answer, okay? So, Jared, ¿es grande o pequeña tu casa?
Can I just say es grande?
Yeah, sí, sí, es grande, sí,
Sí,
es grande. Okay, Emma, ¿tu casa es bonita?
Sí.
Complete sentence.
Sí, mi casa es bonita.
Muy bien. Y Adi, ¿de qué color es tu casa?
Mi casa es de color gris.
Or just say, mi casa es gris.
Okay.
Mi casa es gris. It sounds more natural. Because in English I wouldn't answer, my house is the color of, is the color of gray. So yeah, my house is gray. Jared, ¿es nuevo o viejo el carro de tu familia?
Uh, hmm. It's like es nuevo.
Okay, es nuevo. So, o nuestro carro es nuevo. Muy bien, es nuevo. Emma, ¿es bien educada o mal educada tu mascota? ¿Es bien educada o mal educada tu mascota?
So that means, is your pet well mannered?
Yeah, is your pet well-mannered or bad-mannered?
Mi, mi mascota es buen educada.
Es buena educada. ¿Es perro? ¿Tu mascota es un perro o un
Sí.
gato? Es un perro. Okay. Y Adi, ¿cómo es tu hermano? ¿Tienes hermanos, sí?
Sí.
Okay.
Mi hermano es muy bien.
Es muy well. Okay, so now you just answered something where I would say ¿cómo está? Okay. So ¿cómo es? When I ask how ¿cómo es? And I'm talking about a person, what am I looking for? I'm looking for more of their characteristics. Are they tall? Are they short? Are they well-mannered? Are they Italian? Are they Spanish? That kind of thing.
Okay. Mi hermano es bien educada.
Es bien educado. Es hermano, ¿sí? Es bien educado. Muy bien. Ok, número 3, en página 205. Personaliza, da una respuesta personal. They're double instructions here. Personalize, give a personalized response. So they're giving you 2 ways to say the same thing. Jared, ¿cómo estás hoy? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Estás bien o estás enfermo?
Not remember what that means.
¿Cómo estás? How are you today? Hoy?
I am is yo soy, right?
Estoy.
Estoy?
Yeah, yo soy is I am, but with the verb ser versus estar.
So, estoy bien? Does that
Estoy
work?
bien, muy bien. So that was the traditional way when I learned Spanish. We never learned ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal has been more in the last 5-10 years where they've actually put that in as the official greeting. When I learned Spanish, it was always ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo están? ¿Cómo estamos? You know, it was always how are you? ¿Cómo estás? And it's still very, very acceptable. I ask people all the time. I'm getting more and more comfortable with ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal is awkward because to me it doesn't have a verb. So it's like saying sup. You know, you're kind of dropping it. You don't have any on it, and you're dropping from what's up to sup. Sup. What's up, man? You know, so ¿qué tal is not that colloquial. It's not that vernacular. But it's not a verb. And so that bothers me. It's like how's instead of how's it going, or you know, and it's kind of just generic in its form. It's like what's up, what's going on, how you doing, all kind of rolled into one. Okay, so ¿cómo estás? Emma, ¿estás contenta?
Sí, estoy contenta.
Muy bien. Y Adi, ¿estás triste?
No estoy triste.
Muy bien. Jared, ¿estás nervioso?
No.
Finish.
Would it be no estás nervioso or no nervioso?
No, no estoy.
Oh, no estoy nervioso.
No, no estoy nervioso. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué sería nervioso? Why would I be nervous, right? And then Emma, ¿estás de buen humor o de mal humor?
So you're just asking if I am good-mannered or not?
Are you in a good mood or are you in a bad mood?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got it mixed up. Yo estoy buen humor.
De buen humor. Muy bien. Okay. Generally, people, unless you're, I mean, that's obviously not a question you're going to be asked very often, so don't worry about that one. But if you hear someone saying, maybe you got a little grumpy with somebody and someone says, ay, ella está de mal humor, they're telling you, well, she's in a bad mood, or a lot of times you hear the kids, watch out, mom's in a bad mood, Mamá está de mal humor. Cuídate. Be very careful. Not this, Mom. Never. Just kidding. Sometimes it's really hard for us to admit, though, if we're in a bad mood, or if we're nervous, or we're sad, Everybody always wants to be happy. And then when someone asks you, ¿Cómo estás? Sometimes you don't know if they're really asking you, or if it's just something to say. Hey, how are you? And then if you were to say, I'm depressed, I'm really depressed, what would happen? Estoy muy deprimida. And like, oh, great. Oh, wait a minute, what did you just say? Because a lot of times it's just, something said in passing. Okay. Número 4. Completa con la emoción o característica apropiada. Okay, so give me an adjective describing this person according to what just happened. Okay, so all of them say porque acaba de, because they just whatever. So first one example, Ramon blank. Of course, you have to put the verb in there too. It only gives one blank, but you're actually filling in two things. Ramon blank porque acaba de marcar un tanto. Okay, so what could Ramon be? Because porque acaba de marcar un tanto. He just scored a point. Yeah. So he is
Excited.
Está alegre, está contento, está de buen humor. Okay, so he's going to be. They didn't give us excited in this chapter. So.
Yeah, that's right.
But that would be me, right? I'm like, I actually scored a point. Yay! For some of us, it's more exciting than others because it's a major accomplishment, right?
Oh, good.
Me,
Someone just decided that they were going to start mowing their lawn.
So if I was playing a basketball game and I scored a point, that would be a really big deal. I'm not a good basketball player. I could play other things, but basketball is just, I think it's a little too fast for me.
I'm good at basketball. That's like the only sport I'm actually good at, so.
No es mi deporte. Okay, so I think we're at Addie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and tell us about Luisa.
Okay. Luisa está energética porque acaba de dormir mucho.
Qué bueno. Está energética porque acaba de dormir mucho. Es perfecto. Okay. Jared, Lucas.
Mm. Okay, it has something to do with like bad and grandma.
Okay, let's look at it. Lucas is something. ¿Por qué? Because his grandpa está enfermo. What's enfermo?
Wasn't it bad?
Sick.
Or bad?
Sick.
Sick? Oh.
He's sick. So Lucas would be
Triste.
está triste, sí. Lucas está triste porque su abuelo está enfermo. Okay. And we see that it's está enfermo. So we know that it's most likely something temporary. But, you know, maybe he was supposed to go spend the night with his grandpa and go fishing or something. And so he's really sad because he's sick and they can't go do what they were going to do. Okay. Emma, see? Tu padre.
How do you say here, wait, give me a sec. How do you say tired?
Cansado.
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 Su padre está cansado porque tiene mucho estrés.
Muy bien. His father, or your father, or her father, we don't know, right? Because su means his, her, or your, or its, but obviously we're not going to refer to a person as it, so we can knock that one off. So his padre is tired. His father, is tired porque tiene mucho estrés, because he has a lot of stress, estrés. Okay? Y Adi, Mari Carmen.
Okay. Mari Carmen es contenta y siempre quiere trabajar y tener éxito.
Okay? So you said es what?
Es contento.
Okay. So contenta, we'll change it to contenta because Mari Carmen es mujer, es chica. Okay? So she's happy. You know, she's always happy because she always wants to work and to be successful. So she changed it to S. So works. It works perfect. That's more of an ongoing thing. So it needs to be S. She's happy or she's content. Muy bien. Okay. Let's look at página 206. Página 206. Okay. Ejercicio 7. ¿De dónde es? Where are they from? Where is he or she from? Or where are you from? Right now we're kind of asking third person here. Where are they from? Okay. ¿De dónde es? ¿De dónde es? ¿De dónde es Mick Jagger? Mick Jagger, everybody know who Mick Jagger is?
I've heard of him, yeah.
Before my time.
I don't know where he's from though.
Es de Inglaterra. He's from England.
Okay.
It's one of those British bands. I'm trying to think of other people. Someone who says, oh, ¿de dónde es Justin Bieber?
Canada, right?
Es de Canadá. Es de Canadá. Muy bien. That's the only one I could think of. I didn't even know that. I saw something a couple, years ago. I'm like, oh, he's Canadian. ¿De dónde es? Give me some names. I can't think of people that aren't from. ¿De dónde es Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Austria.
Es de Austria. Es de Austria, sí. ¿De dónde es Queen Elizabeth?
England.
Es de Inglaterra. Es de Inglaterra. Okay. Número 1. Look at an example. ¿Es cubano el muchacho? ¿Es the boy Cuban? Sí, creo que es de Cuba. Yes, I believe he's from Cuba. So we're working on countries. So we should be at Jared, ¿sí? Jared, ¿es colombiana la muchacha?
Is Colombia the what's muchacha?
Girl.
Muchacha's
Girl. So
Girl.
is the girl Colombian? Because remember when we ask a question, we switch the subject and the verb. So the subject's actually at the end of the question here. So you flip it. See.
so it'd be C ella es de colombiana or Colombia.
Es de Colombia. Okay, es de Colombia. So just like in English, we don't say she's from Colombian. We say she's from Colombia.
Yeah.
So you see, la muchacha es de Colombia, if you know for sure, or if there's some doubt in your mind, sí, creo que I believe that she is from, creo que es de Colombia. Okay? So if I say, ¿de dónde es Fidel Castro? Actually, he's dead, but anyways. ¿De dónde es Fidel Castro? Creo que es de Cuba, but we all should know that with a certainty, right? We always know who the bad people are or who the bad boys are. Okay. Emma, ¿es guatemalteco el joven? ¿Es guatemalteco el joven?
I'm sorry, my sound, something's wrong with it. You sound
question two.
kind of blurry. I can't understand what you're saying.
It's question number 2. ¿Es guatemalteco el joven?
Oh, okay, it's right down here. Okay, el joven es de guatemalteco.
No, okay. So if someone is Guatemalan, they're from Guatemala.
Yeah.
So
El joven es de Guatemala.
Guatemala, sí. Sí, el joven es de Guatemala. Or if you're not sure, creo que es de Guatemala. Okay. And then notice that these nationalities are not capitalized. Okay. If you can be Spanish and from Spain, and in English, both of those are capitalized, Spanish and Spain. But in Spanish, en español, solamente España. Una persona es española y vienen de España. Only Spain is actually capitalized. Okay. Adi, ¿es puertorriqueña la señora?
Sí, la señora es puertorriqueña.
Es de,
Or es
she's
de,
from,
yeah,
and then how would I say Puerto Rico?
puertorriqueño.
Yeah, Puerto Rico, I just told you that.
Yeah.
Okay, so sí, la señora es de Puerto Rico, and then that's going to be 2 separate words, okay? Notice that when you say puertorriqueño or puertorriqueña, it's all one word, okay? Just like someone who's from Costa Rica, is costarricense, so it's a very different. Jared, ¿es española la profesora? So answer it like you're talking about me.
I don't know. Are you Spanish?
No.
Would I say, would it be la profesora or mi?
La profesora.
La profesora es no española.
No es española. Es de los Estados Unidos, ¿sí? No, la profesora no es española, es de los Estados Unidos. Muy bien. Ok, Emma, ¿es peruano el médico? ¿Es peruano el médico?
Es de Perú.
Okay, so following the example here, C, yes or no, because you need a yes or no in there either way. So C, El médico es de Perú. Muy bien, Perú. Perú has an accent on the U. Perú. Okay. Adi, ¿son venezolanos los amigos?
No, los amigos no de Venezuela.
No son. No
No.
son.
Oh, yeah.
No, los amigos no son de, o no creo que son de Venezuela. Muy
What
bien.
does creo mean again? Creo.
Creo, believe. I believe. So if you're not sure, you're kind of like, yeah, I believe they are, or I'm fairly certain they are. So it's the example there. Sí, creo es de Cuba. Yeah, I believe he's from Cuba. So therefore he would be Cuban. Okay, Jared, ¿son chilenas? I think it should be chileñas. We'll just go with what the book says and I'll look it up. ¿Son chilenas las amigas?
Let's see, is it asking, are the girls, I don't even know what you call it, Chilean?
Chilean.
Chilean?
Uh-huh.
No las amigas son chilenas. Can't say that.
Okay. So what do you want to say? Are you saying no, they're not Chilean, or are you going to tell me that they're... Okay, so no, las amigas no son, get your double negative there. No, comma, las amigas no son de, what's the country? I'm going to put in there instead of chilenas. I'm going to put the country in, so I'm going to say Chile, right? So no, las amigas no son de Chile, son de Brasil, son brasileñas, right? Son brasileñas, they're Brazilian. Emma, here we go, I love this one, it's a beautiful word. ¿Son costarricenses los jugadores? ¿Son costarricenses los jugadores?
Sí, los jugadores son Costa Rica.
Son de. They are from. Son de Costa Rica. Muy bien. Sí, los jugadores son de Costa Rica. Son de Costa Rica. And again, you're going to separate out two words and they're both be capitalized. Son de Costa Rica. So it's kind of interesting to see how it's just like us in English. If someone is Dutch, where are they from?
Holland.
Holland, yeah. Go figure. How come if you're Dutch? But it's just like if you're from the United States, you are
English.
American. I like the United Statesian. Works for me.
United Statesian.
Or what is the person from Denmark?
Danish.
Danish, yeah. Very interesting. So Holland is an old name. What's the current name for Holland?
Netherlands.
Netherlands, right. So that takes it even a step further. If you're Dutch, you're from the Netherlands. Yeah, Holland. I don't know that Holland is used anymore. I think that's a...
It still is sometimes. Not like...
Yeah, and I don't know under what context, but when you look on a map, it never says Holland. It always says Netherlands. Always says, or Netherlands with a D. Okay. So most of these are pretty close on. The Costarricenses, I don't know, Costa Rica. How come it's not Costa Riqueño, like Puerto Rico, right? I don't know, so it has a slightly different. At least you can pretty much recognize, whereas Danish and Dutch, Dutch from Netherlands and Danish from Denmark. And if you're Danish, you are a Dane. So es muy interesante. Okay. Let's go over 1. Okay, let's just look at conversation on 8. There's really not anything to do. It's just to recognize and see why and where you're going to put in ser and estar. Okay. Es de Nicaragua, Nora. No, Teresa. Creo que es venezolana. Okay. So notice these are all S because why? We're identifying. We're identifying who they are, where they're from. If I ask what their address is, it's identification. If I say, ¿cuál es su número de teléfono? What is your telephone number? ¿Cuál es su dirección? Es, because it's identification. Ella es de Venezuela. Yo también soy de Venezuela. I am also from Venezuela. Y ahora aquí estamos en Florida. Okay, estamos en Florida. Why do we have estamos there?
Because they are both in Florida.
They're in Florida, right? We're given a location. Nora está en tu clase de inglés, ¿no? Her English class, right? Sí, es muy inteligente. We're describing her inborn characteristics. Y algo más que me gusta, siempre está de buen humor. Okay? So here you see está, she's always in a good mood because moods are temporary, right? So that's why it's está there and not es, because moods necessarily imply something temporary, right? A mood, you're not always, your mood is not how you always are. That's not a characteristic of you. It's, everyone has moods. So that's why it says, y siempre está de buen humor. She's always in a good mood. So that's probably a little caveat, a little exception to that whole S versus está thing, because mood necessarily denotes a temporary state. Okay, so with that, I think you guys got the S and this, the sad versus the estar. We'll give you some more. Actually, I already have the homework posted, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I already have the homework posted, so you are free to be with that. I don't want to go into the next lesson, and the readings always include everything from the whole chapter, so I don't want to go into the readings without you having a solid feel for what's going on in the book. So with that, I'm just going to wrap it up early today. Let you guys go about 10 minutes early, and be free to spend those extra 10 minutes on your homework. Okay, so adios, clase.
Adios.
Adios.
Hasta lunes.
Hasta.